Ciara, Sean. That's the wonderful Damien on his way. The wonderful Damien from the world of football, Damien McCulloch, he's on his way. And the wonderful Ciara King is with me now. How are you?
I'm good, Ron.
Ciara,
Thank you.
an Emmyvale girl.
Well, a True girl.
Where?
True. Parish of True. It's right between Emmyvale and Auchnacloy. Right on the border.
Would you believe that I never heard of this place in my life?
There you go.
Which actually is not a bad way to enter into our discussion about the Border Roads project.
Yes.
Because there are places that folk may never have heard of.
Absolutely.
Ever. And you're trying to find places to define lifestyle, the way people have lived in proximity to the border, to the extent to which the border has influenced them. Is that a broad take on it?
Absolutely, yes. Our project, Border Roads to Memories and Reconciliation, it's a Piece 3 funded project, so it's funded by the Special EU Programmes body.
Yes.
And the aim of the project is to map and identify all of those roads that were closed throughout the time of the Troubles.
Wow.
Along the entire border corridor from Donegal, Derry, right down to Louth and Down.
Dare I ask, were there a lot of roads closed in that time?
There were indeed, somewhere in the region of 211.
200?
Yes.
I wouldn't have thought that. Would you have thought that before starting your investigation?
Absolutely not, I had no idea.
No. And I'm presuming these were roads closed for military reasons.
Yes.
And security reasons, that
Yes,
sort of thing.
absolutely.
And mostly closed by the British. Now, it hardly been closed by the southern
No,
people.
well, they would have been all closed by the British.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Will you uncover and encounter the stories of the ingenuity of border people in getting round the blocked roads?
Absolutely.
The farming community.
Yes, the stories are coming fast and furious, and there's many different aspects to this project. There's many different aspects to what life was like for border residents at that time. And of course we have the light-hearted stories of the smuggling and the crossing of the unapproved roads, and you get that everywhere, and that is one thing that I suppose the two communities very much shared, because everybody smuggled. It was a way of life.
Which of the, just share it with us now, I'm going to ask you, which of the two communities, which was the cuter?
Oh, I couldn't possibly answer that. I definitely haven't got that one pinned down yet, Rowan. But
so what sort of stories are coming to you?
Well, a very great variety of stories. So we have people who were greatly hurt by the closure of those roads and whose lives were greatly affected. We have some people who had to up and leave their homes and have never really got over that. Of course, you have some people who there was lives lost along the border as well, as another aspect of it. Friends and neighbours were very much divided due to the closure of those roads, because sometimes you had a neighbour who may have only lived a mile on the other side of the border, but perhaps because that road was closed, you may have had to do a 20-mile roundabout in order to get across to that mile. So there's quite a bit of hurt, and there was quite a bit of separation. And those are some of the stories that are coming out today. And very interesting in speaking to some younger people who have contacted us for the project, and they would believe that separation still exists today.
Exists as a natural consequence of being separate, or as a growing sectarianism? No,
I think as a natural, because of those roads were closed and because that separation was there for so long. Now, I'm not saying that is the case across the border corridor. It's different in every area, and every area had different experiences.
You used the word reconciliation.
Yes.
How will the project project bring the two communities closer?
Well, part of the project, we are hosting storytelling workshops across the border, where people from both communities come together in a shared environment, and they share their stories of what life was like for them. And in many instances, it's the first time where they may have listened to each other's story and what life was like for each other.
Wow.
And you know, we have had a great response to that, and you know, the people have found it very beneficial and have said, I never thought of it from their aspect. Do you know?
It should be a fairly fruitful orchard for you, because as a Celtic nation, if I can ignore the border for a moment, the Celticism that's within us, the Irish Celticism, the Scottish Gaelic, all of that, we are a breed of storyteller, aren't we?
Absolutely. And everyone has a story. And I think the beauty of this project is that everyone's story is unique. Everybody has a different tale to tell, and no matter what part of the border I have been to date, there's no two cases the same, or there's no two stories the same.
And in that uniqueness is the fertility. In that uniqueness is the growth of understanding.
Yeah.
Because if I'm hearing something I've never heard of before, I'm learning and I'm enjoying it, and I'm saying, wow, that's interesting. Yeah, tell me more. You know? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Practically, how are people getting involved?
Practically, we are advertising in local papers and newsletters, and you know, thankfully shows like yourself are,
so well, you're going out to 10,000 people at the moment, all over the world.
And we, as I say, we're hosting these storytelling workshops, and that's the first step really for people to come on board. And out of that then, we're going to conduct 180 interviews with border residents. And then the final finished product will be an interactive website, something like Google Maps, where you can zoom into each individual road that was closed and find out all of the information about that road, and listen to a recording of someone who lived along there.
Yeah. And, you know, are you detecting any kind of perceived ongoing need on the part of government, the British government perhaps, for some roads to continue to be closed off? I'm thinking there's still trouble out there, you know, dissident people and all of that.
There's still trouble out there. The feedback coming from the people, the residents living on the ground, is quite interesting. No one feels that, to date, no one has voiced it to me, that they feel the road should be closed because of any troubles.
Yeah.
However, border residents very much feel that the crime and the burglaries nowadays, with the open roads, are making it very easy for people to come and go and get away, and that would be a growing concern.
That's endemic, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's everywhere.
But I must also stress that everywhere we have been, I don't think anyone wants to see those roads closed again. No.
Talk to me about the character of the people all along the corridor, from Donegal down to Mourne. How would you define the character of the people generally, and does it vary almost from county to county on the way down?
It absolutely does. Yeah. It varies greatly. It's very interesting. I mean, we have so many different characters, and as I say, you know, everybody is different. Everybody's unique. We have farmers, we have teachers, we have Gardaí, PSNI officers. The range of people who have been affected by the border road closures and who have come on board to help with the project is just fascinating.
You're blessed.
I am blessed.
You're blessed. You make your own luck, because you're working very hard at it, and you're out there promulgating the news of what you're about all the time. We're going to wish you good luck.
Thank you very much.
And thank you so much for coming down.
Thanks for having me.
And go well. Take care. Well, Sean's going to play some music now.
Thank you. Thanks.
Sean, we'll have that lovely music now.